Hello. This video will show you how to find purpose when you are researching. In class today, we talked about how, unless you have some kind of guiding purpose, finding what's important in your research is really a difficult task. I want to remind you about the little story we read called The House. How, depending on our purpose, the information that we found to be important was different. The information here that I have highlighted in yellow is all of the information that would be important if we wanted to buy this house. We see here the big yard, the big house, all of the new features, that it's newly painted, lots of space, there's a basement that's damp and dusky. But then we went back and looked at it with a different purpose and decided that different information would be important if we wanted to rob this house. Now, we're just playing, of course, but we did find the information was different. Mom was never home on Thursdays, there's bikes in the garage, there's a side door that's always open, there's a stereo, lots of distance from other houses, china, silver, cut glass. So we can see that one piece of text can have multiple purposes, and you need to determine your purpose before you can begin your research with any success. Now, in class today we started talking about my Schnauzer, how I was trying to decide if this was the right dog for me. How do I take care of it? Is it a good fit for my family? So what I've got here is my question that led me to my research. My question is at the top. How do I take care of a mini Schnauzer? Then my next question is here. How will a mini Schnauzer get along with my 4-year-old? These are important questions for me. Now, when I'm turning my question into a what, I need to make sure I have a declaration instead of a question. So I'm taking my question of how do I take care of a mini Schnauzer, using that to guide my research. My declaration here would be caring for a mini Schnauzer. The same information is going to be in there, but it's not in the form of a question. Same thing down here. My question, how will a mini Schnauzer get along with my 4-year-old? I've turned that question into the declaration, mini Schnauzers and family. That way it's not a question, but rather a statement. So we looked at some websites together. Before I begin pulling up websites, I'm going to pull up my EasyBib account because I know that the information I find I'm going to have to cite. So to start a new project, I just go to Create New Project right here. Project name, you would call yours Decades Research or whatever decade you've chosen, or maybe your area, so you would give it a name that's appropriate for your research. Mine, I'm going to call it Mini Schnauzer because that's what my research is all about. And it doesn't matter 6 or 7, MLA 6 sounds fine, so I'm going to create that project. Okay? So there it is. So I'm going to click on my bibliography from my Mini Schnauzer project. Boom. There's nothing in there because I have to add it. So now I'm going to go back to my websites that we looked at together in the classroom and decide which ones are going to be useful. Now, instead of reading everything word for word, we decided the best thing was to look at the headings that are provided. I don't need to know about the breed of my dog as far as what they look like because I have one at home. All I have to do to see her is walk through the door. I don't need to know the history of my dog because that's not my purpose. My purpose is finding out how do I take care of this thing. Okay, right breed for you. We decided that yes, this paragraph could be useful. It's worth a stroll through it. Smart and trainable, consistently cheerful. The breed adapts to small apartments, yet remains just as much at home in country with lots of space. And we decided this part here, their double coat requires hand stripping for the show ring or clipping for the average pet owner, but sheds very little. That's important to know so I can take care of my dog. It's important to know that I need to strip it by hand, but I can also expect not a lot of shedding. So I'm going to copy that information, pull my document back up, and I'm going to paste this under my question on how to take care of the dog. Okay, going back to my website. So I'm going to keep looking. Well, there's not a whole lot more on here that's really useful, but that one piece of information is something that I might cite. So I'm going to go up here to the URL, I'm going to copy, because we never want to print from the internet. And I'm going to go back to my EasyBib account. I'm going to paste, whoops, I think it just gave me that whole statement. There we go. There we go. And see what happens. Cite this. Searching. Oh, oh, look. There it is. akc.org. Yep, that's it. So we're going to, all right, so this is the information it's telling me I still need to cite, which, can you see that? I could obtain from the website itself. But for purposes of being short, I think I'm going to go ahead and skip on to the next site and check it out. Okay, so this site is great because it gives me all these links if I needed more links to more information. It's got a little picture there, which is great, but I don't need a picture of a mini Schnauzer because I've got one. What I want to know is how do I take care of it, and will it fit with my family? So let's see, description. Do I need a description? No, if I'm looking at this, it looks like it's describing how the dog looks. Again, I don't need that. Temperament. We decided in class that temperament was important because temperament describes how the dog behaves, and that would work well to decide if this is the right dog for a 4-year-old child. So let's see, intelligent, loving, happy, energetic, playful, gets along well with children. Look at that. I need that. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste it into, whoops, not that spot. I'm going to paste it down here. Paste. Okay. So now that I read through those websites with a purpose, I have all kinds of information about how to take care of my new Schnauzer and how she's going to interact with my child, which makes me feel a lot better about having one. So now that I'm finished with this, all I have to do is save this Word document, because you want to make sure you don't exit without saving it. I'm going to save this Word document so I can print this information out if I want to and transfer it into my notebook. And then I can go over to my bibliography that I've created. Look, there are my sources right there. There we go. There it is. There they are. My sources. And I can print this as a Word document, or I can save it. And I can turn that in or have that with the rest of my information, so when I'm creating my presentation at the very end, I'll have all of my sources cited. Isn't that neat? All right, if you have any questions about researching with purpose, or if you're just not finding what you need with the Symbaloo that I created, just let me know, and I'll make sure you get the help. Thanks for watching.